What's good, yo? Welcome back to a brand new reaction. This time we finally got my review for Zootopia 2. Just finished watching the film, man. As you guys know, this movie just dropped on Disney Plus like yesterday, I guess the day before yesterday, because it's technically, it's 1 a.m. now on the 13th. But I believe this movie dropped on the 11th, so about a couple days ago now. And you guys know how hyped I was for Zootopia 2, man. You guys know that I also got to see a bit of the film, a good chunk of the film, while I was still in IMAX. I believe it was when I saw Jujutsu Kaisen Execution, which you guys know was the recap film for the Shibuya incident, gave us a preview for the first 2 episodes of the Culling Games. And afterwards, while I was waiting for my mom to pick me up from the theater, I just literally went into the IMAX screen and watched Zootopia until I got the call back, man. So I got to see a good chunk of the film while I was waiting, which we'll talk more about the IMAX format in a bit, just to talk about, because I'm sure you guys are probably wondering what I thought of it, because this movie was released in IMAX. But yeah, man, this film was fucking awesome, man. Like, I haven't gone back and seen the first Zootopia in definitely a few years. It's definitely been a hot minute since I watched the first one. But I think I can confidently say that this one was I think I'd like this one more than the original. I would say I think that the sequel was better. There's definitely some aspects of the first film does a little bit better with certain characters and whatnot. But overall, man, I just had a blast with this film, man. And I can confidently say I enjoyed this more than the first Zootopia film, man, which you guys already know I adore. And I think I even called it my favorite Disney movie. Dethroning Tarzan, which I guess that makes Zootopia 2 is now my new favorite all-time Disney film, at least from the good sample size. I haven't seen every Disney film under the sun from their animated film, but I've seen, a good some of the classics, a lot of the modern stuff. Not everything, obviously, but I've seen a good chunk. Anyway, man. So, anyway, let's just jump right in. So the movie's directed by Jared Bush and Brian Howard. These guys actually the same directors? Okay, yeah, they were both the directors of the first film as well. Yes, they were. Seems like they also directed Encanto as well. Did they actually direct Encanto, or was it just him? Yeah, they both directed Encanto. I'm surprised 2 white guys directed them. I thought they were giving that to some Hispanic director. Like, no, two white men can't direct this film. Are you nuts? Anyway. Well, they didn't want to. They don't love me. They've been keeping busy. Hey, Ryan as well, man. Oh, man. I love Ryan. That was one of definitely probably one of Disney's more underrated recent films, I would say. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So, yeah, they're directing it. The cast includes, I'm going to be reading this off behind the voice out, man. We got
uploading AI program.
Jennifer? Now. Did I say her name right? Jennifer Goodwin? Whatever I'm saying her name right, because I'm certain it's spelled like Jason Bateman, Ken K. Wall. I feel like I'm mispronouncing these names. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, so press on in the comments. Andy Samberg, Idris Elba, Patrick Warburton, and of course, the best in the world, CM Punk.
It's all coming online.
The ultimate
ancient secrets will be mine.
Conquerors, the reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Status report. Answer me.
Simulations complete. Executing protective initiative.
What? No! No!
You gotta do the ball every day. You gotta do it. I'm trying to keep my nose. Anyway, but yeah, once they were high, man. I figured they were gonna be cameos, which they are. They literally have maybe 2 or 3 scenes together in the entire film, man. But they're fun. They basically say one line, but it was cool to hear them nonetheless. And honestly, I don't know if they're going to
coming up, Starfall Island. How exciting!
I wouldn't mind if they
tracked the Chaos Emeralds here, right? Let's find out what drew them here.
And gave us more of the Zebro event, because these guys are fucking awesome, man. Really touched me on them, man. And I do wish they were in there a little bit more, because I love CM Punk and all, man. When I knew that they were, I was not expecting much from them, given the fact, they're professional wrestlers and everything, so I figured they were not going to have much screen time in the film. I do wish that. I would think that would pop up here rather than just there.
Atmosphere charge.
But hang on. The plot of Zootopia 2 is rookie costumes and the Zootopia. For some reason, I'm thinking as Zootropolis. Was it actually renamed to Zootropolis, or is it called like that in the other country? Because I'm literally on the Google page. The first thing that pops up, it says Zoomania 2. So I guess this movie has like alternate titles in like different regions from where the film was released. This is kind of anyway. In terms of that, everyone was traveling upside down to crack the case. Yeah, like I said, the cast is great, man. Jennifer, as well as James. They were great in the first film back in 2016. They were great in Zootopia Plus. We got that in 2022 with the fifth one. And there was even more. I think I like this film more than the first one. They were great in the man. It's fucking awesome, man. Really good film, man. We had so much service on the I love these two. Minus all of you guys basically knew how their relationship was going to play out from the trailers and of course how the first film ended and everything, man. So minor spoilers, but like I just want to quickly the final scene where they're like together and they finally come clean about their emotions and how they truly feel about each other, man, is just brilliant, man. Both these guys perform it. It's a beautiful scene, man, and it's just really heartwarming, man. I will say it was so weird that when the film had actually come out, when it was still on theaters, on TikTok, because of course it's TikTok, it's always fucking TikTok that does this stupid shit. I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter, but I saw this a couple of times. There were people fight or some shit, man, to be like, oh, it's so good. It's good. Like as if a good relationship or a good ship, whether it's a movie, TV show, it has to be inherently gay. Like straight ships aren't actually good. I can give you a list of them, man, but that is here. But I wanted to quickly mention that because that was like so good. That was actually something behind that film. I got something like the last half of the third when Nick gets in prison and breaks out about that scene. I would say bolster ticket sales more than it but it looked great on the IMAX screen, man. So it looked good. But like, it's definitely I would tell you guys that you had to have seen it. This is no Avatar, anyway, or Dune. But anyway, but yeah, these two are amazing, man, and I think there's a main reason why I like this film than the first one. I think he was pretty funny, man. For Shakira, Giselle, you got any songs with her, man? Another banger as hell, man. I love me some Shakira, man. Patrick Warburton, who you guys may remember from what do you got? He's in a lot of stuff. I love the scene where he's like, and I'm pretty sure this was in the trust where he's like walking on water, just the way he's like flailing his legs as he's walking on the water. I just thought it was really funny, man. And I went back and rewound it a couple times because I just couldn't stop laughing. I thought it was pretty funny, man. So yeah, the rest of the we also get some other new characters as well. Like we get to see these like walruses where him and the beaver talking, and it's like be like it kind of reminds me of that one scene SpongeBob where just like I can't understand your accent. They literally talk like that, man. It was a pretty funny scene. I don't know what they were discussing. If they were trying to bargain or negotiate some sort of deal or something for this taxi ride they took. I do also like just the various creative ways Zootopia introduces like modern technology you would see in normal society, but adapts it for Zootopia. Like you say, the taxis that we see are against boats, maybe. With the walruses, man. You can see a couple other stuff as well from how it was adapted for whatever it is for humans compared to the people in Zootopia, man. But that was kind of the big one that I can remember off the top of my head, man. It was pretty funny, man. The Godfather once again returns here, man, with his daughter, where you get another scene of them, man. It was very funny, man, where he's now become a grand godfather.
Looks like I'm the only one who made it out of that.
Pretty funny, man. The Godfather showed up. That was hilarious, man. That was probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie, man. He was absolutely hilarious. Of course, once again, this week keeps on the tradition of referencing R-rated films. As you guys remember, Zootopia 1 famously had the Godfather scene, which was one of the main reasons why I love Zootopia so much and why it was my favorite Disney movie.
Sure beats being called a rodent. Are you saying I can rescue my friends?
I would never suspect that a Disney movie of all things would reference the Godfather. You know, it's just not the movie you would expect tackling themes of racism, because I was like, God damn, a Disney film tackling racism.
Yeah, okay, sure. How about a little context?
Obviously nowadays it's a bit more, Disney's MO with with the virtual signaling and be like, we're being woke and diversity, man. But like back in 2016, wasn't really much with
some direction is better than none. Here we go.
Just started to dip their toes in that sort of direction, man, or at least maybe they were. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention anyway. But regardless of such, man, I thought the movie I handled it perfectly. Anyway, so that scene was pretty funny, man. So for this one, man, so like I said, the Godfather was for the first one. So this one, man, we get now. To be fair, I didn't even pick up on this one because I saw it on Twitter. I think this is when the movie had dropped on demand and like was on Amazon Prime and you could rent it and whatnot, man. I think I saw this one because someone did a video of like compiling all the references in the film. You have Pulp Fiction this time. The one I caught, the big one, was The Shining, man, which that got a pop out of me. And second I saw The Maze, I was like, oh shit, we got The Shining. Even the music starts to sound like The Shining's music, which I thought that one was my favorite, man. And I think Silence of the Lambs gets referenced in there as well. I'm not 100% sure if it's a reference to Silence of the Lambs, but it looked like it was a reference to Silence of the Lambs, but not entirely sure. The music is also phenomenal in this film, man. I love the smooth jazz they got in. It reminded me a lot of the Incredible score, which also had that like slow, smooth jazz sort of thing. That 16 spot espionage thing going on. Which I did check because I was wondering if they were done by the same composer. They are. Both The Incredibles and both Zootopia films are done by the same composer, which that would explain why they sound similar, man. But yeah, the score for the film is phenomenal, man, I will say. As well as the cinematography, obviously the animation itself is incredible. When we see the effects animation, with the CGI, when the characters get wet and they get snow on them, it looks incredible. The cinematography itself is phenomenal. This might be the best looking Disney movie, at least for the 3D era of Disney, since recently, or at least in recent memory. Because I cannot really think of any Disney movies, at least off the top of my head, or even Pixar movies, for that matter, where I was this impressed. I'm sure someone can mention something that it's probably the movie that I completely forgot existed and be like, oh yeah, that movie was also shot really well, but nothing is coming to my head. But I think it's safe to say this is probably the best looking, the best shot Disney movie in recent memory. I think is a fair enough comparison, a fair thing to say. But yeah, if you guys did some other movie that was like, oh no, man, it's this movie, leave it down below in the comments, man, because I'm sure I'm probably forgetting some. But the film is shot very well, man. The cinematography of the film is great. There's this one scene when the snake has the actual journal on him, and he's trying to figure out where the location is for the actual snake. Where the snake can get the journal or whatever it was, and looking for ways. So far, I want to keep it vague, because I'm pretty sure now this was in the trails, and I want to keep this review spoiler-free mostly. That whole scene where he's trying to figure out where he's going to be going, using the map to decipher it to what he's looking for, man, was really fucking cool. With how his eyes were lit with the fire, man, and the flashback itself was straight up some Jack the Ripper, type shit going on. Man. It was really fucking cool, man. This movie is directed and shot very well, I must say, man. They did a really good job with shooting this movie. But the cinematography, like I said, is phenomenal. And I think that's about it. I'll leave the pros out. That's probably like I mentioned before. I wish the Zoo Bros got more, the Z Bros got more screen time. Flash also doesn't really gets one scene, which was in the Twitch. I think Barney was in the trailer, man. It was great seeing him, man. I do kind of wish we got it. We did another run into the DMV with him, man. He was pretty funny, but hey, the one scene we get him in is awesome, man. I will say it is a bit criminal that the cheetah dude, the fat cheetah dude, gets completely sidelined in this film. And he literally only gets like a couple lines, but he's a glorified cameo villain. And I feel that's right. He was so much fun and was such a major part of the first, at least more so. He was like a decently, decent supporting character in the first one. He made freaking appearance in the film. And here you get 2 scenes. He's great in the 2 scenes. Don't get me wrong, but he really doesn't really get too much of him. And I really wish they gave him more to it because he was easily one of my favorite characters in the first one. And I'm really sad to see him. Really love him. Racism, man. You are probably gonna make some fun with this film because it really doesn't go there. Obviously, it's still there a little bit. That was sneaking, but it's more like a plot rather than something that was almost that was almost woven into itself. You can always see it presence of it with how grab this thing with the field, the opening of the field, everything between them, predators and play. It felt more. It was more of a presence in the first one. Well, this one, like I said earlier, was really focused on John, truth, and Nick's relationship. So, you're really into the whole thing. You like it, you're like me, to be fair, I really want to say I won't get too stage presence compared to the villains in these films. I think I overall just liked her a little more compared to these guys. I also want to say real quick that the film does have post credits in there, which is seemingly setting up Zootopia. I don't know if I can confirm if Zootopia 3 or not, but it seems that we might be setting it up. It seemingly merged a little bit more. The focus of the feather fall down, so I don't know if that's about that, but seemingly, as I said, I don't know if Zootopia sounds looking Retro said they want to do a third film. It's like they baked it like they did. Like, are they going to be each one every 10 years make another one? Or will this one come out in a more easy time for maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years? I don't know. If you get a third one, hey, I'll be satisfied. Honestly, I didn't think we would ever get a second one because of how long it took. I thought Zootopia Plus was probably the last we're ever going to get. I'm pretty sure I don't know if I ever did it or not. When I was watching it, I'm pretty sure I was begging for a sequel, and I didn't get it. Which also reminds me, because of that sequel, hey yo Disney, where's Big Hero 6 too? It's been well over a decade for that film as well, and we finally get a sequel. The show was awesome. Don't get me wrong, the show was great, but I want a proper sequel, goddamn. Like this does give me hope because, like I said, it's been 10 years since the first film. They finally released this one, so maybe there's hope that Big Hero 6 2 can still come out, sometime sometime in my lifetime. But who knows? I really hope we do get Big Hero 6 2. So I'm really intrigued by that. I didn't think we could third one with before I hit 30. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys today, man. This review's gone on long enough. Anyway, guys, I want this movie a 10 out of fucking 10, ladies and gentlemen. As always, hope you guys did the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow us if you feel like it. Links are trust below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.